Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects every single one of us: how to learn faster and remember more. It sounds like a superpower, right? Well, what if I told you that with a few simple, science-backed techniques, you could seriously upgrade your brain's performance? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit of strategies that you can start using today. Let's get one thing straight. The idea that some people are just born smart is a myth. Our brains are incredibly plastic, meaning they can change and adapt. Learning isn't about raw intelligence. It's about having the right strategies. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to build a house with just a hammer, would you? Need a variety of tools. The same goes for learning. So let's open up that toolbox. First up, let's talk about the environment. You might think you're great at multitasking, listening to a podcast while studying and checking your phone. But the science is clear. Our brains are terrible at it. What we call multitasking is actually rapid tasks switching, and it comes at a huge cost. Every time you switch, you lose focus and waste mental energy. So, the first and most powerful technique is creating a distraction-free zone. This is non-negotiable. Find a quiet space. Put your phone in another room or turn it completely off. Yes, off, not on silent. Use a browser extension to block distracting websites. The goal is to create a sacred window of time where it's just you and the material. Try the Pomodoro technique. Set a timer for 25 minutes of intense, focused work. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. After 4 of these cycles, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method trains your brain to focus in short, powerful bursts. Now that we've set the stage, let's talk about how you actually absorb the information. Most of us default to passive learning methods, rereading notes, highlighting text, or just listening to a lecture. While these feel productive, they're incredibly inefficient. Your brain isn't actively working. It's like watching someone else lift weights and expecting to get stronger yourself. The key is to switch to active learning. This is where the magic happens. The single most effective technique here is called active recall, or retrieval practice. Instead of rereading a chapter, close the book and try to recall the key concepts from memory. Write them down, say them out loud, explain them to an imaginary person. This act of retrieving information from your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with that memory. It's hard, and it might feel like you're failing, but that struggle is precisely what makes the memory stick. Flashcards are a classic and powerful tool for this. But don't just flip them over. Force yourself to say the answer out loud before you check. Let's combine this with another powerhouse technique: spaced repetition. Imagine you learned something new today. If you don't review it, you'll forget most of it within a few days. This is the forgetting curve. Spaced repetition fights this by having you review information at increasing intervals. You might review a new concept after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week, then a month. This tells your brain, hey, this information is important, so you better hold on to it. There are amazing apps like Anki or Quizlet that automate this process for you, making it super easy to implement. So combine active recall with spaced repetition. Use flashcards to test yourself at scientifically optimized intervals. It's a game changer. Next, we need to understand the material on a deeper level. Rote memorization has its limits. This is where techniques like the Feynman technique come in. It's named after the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman, and it's brilliantly simple. Step 1. Take a concept you want to learn. Step 2. Pretend you're teaching it to a 12-year-old. Use simple language and analogies. Step 3. Whenever you get stuck or use complicated jargon, that's a gap in your understanding. Go back to the source material and fill that gap. Step 4. Simplify and refine your explanation until it's crystal clear. This forces you to move beyond simply recognizing a term to truly understanding it. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Another way to deepen understanding is through elaboration. Don't just learn a fact in isolation. Connect it to what you already know. Ask yourself, how does this relate to my own experience? How does this concept connect to that other thing I learned last week? The more connections you build, the more mental hooks you create for that new information to hang on. It's like building a web of knowledge. A single thread is weak, but a dense web is incredibly strong. Mind mapping is a fantastic visual way to do this. Start with the central topic and branch out with related ideas, connecting them all together. Now, let's not forget the physical side of learning. Your brain is part of your body, and you need to take care of it. First, sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a critical part of the memory consolidation process. While you sleep, your brain is busy strengthening the neural connections you formed during the day and clearing out metabolic waste. Pulling an all-nighter is one of the worst things you can do for learning. You might cram in some information, but you'll forget it almost immediately. Prioritize getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Second, exercise. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients. It also promotes the growth of new neurons and has been shown to improve memory and cognitive function. Even a brisk 20-minute walk can have immediate benefits for your focus and mental clarity. So, if you're feeling stuck on a problem, get up and move. And third, nutrition and hydration. Your brain is hungry and thirsty. It consumes about 20% of your body's energy. Feed it well with whole foods, healthy fats, and antioxidants, and stay hydrated. Dehydration can impair attention, memory, and other cognitive functions. Keep a water bottle handy at all times. Let's put it all together into a sample study session. You've picked your topic. First, you set up your distraction-free environment and start a 25-minute Pomodoro timer. You spend that time actively engaging with the material, maybe watching a video or reading a chapter, but you're not just passively consuming. You're taking notes in your own words, trying to anticipate what's coming next. When the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, grab some water. Then, for your next Pomodoro session, you close the book. You use active recall. You try to summarize the key points from the last session on a blank piece of paper. You use the Feynman technique to explain a tricky concept out loud. You identify what you couldn't remember clearly. In your third session, you go back to the source material, but only to fill in the specific gaps you identified. You're not rereading everything, you're targeting your weaknesses. Later that day or the next, you use spaced repetition. You take the key concepts and put them into a flashcard app. The process of creating the flashcards is itself a form of active learning. Over the next few weeks, the app will prompt you to review those cards just as you're about to forget them. This entire process is active, strategic, and efficient. Respects how your brain actually works. It's about working smarter, not just longer. And the best part, these aren't just for students. These techniques are for anyone who wants to learn a new skill for work, pick up a new language, or just get better at a hobby. So my challenge to you is this. Pick just one of these techniques to try this week. Maybe it's the Pomodoro technique to improve your focus. Or maybe it's active recall to study for an upcoming test. Start small, build the habit, and see the difference it makes. Learning how to learn is the ultimate meta skill that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. If you found these tips useful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And for more videos on how to level up your life and learn more effectively, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Want to know which of these techniques you're most excited to try? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.